Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Hello. Just do it. How you doing on TikTok? Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit. And you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. Glad you're doing good. Thanks for the follow. If you're tired of starting over, thanks for the like. Stop giving up. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Shia LaBeouf. We are now in the streaming mindset. Hey, my name's Jared. I've been playing drums for 25 years, but still have plenty of stuff to work on. I haven't drummed in like 2 weeks because hanging out with family, and then I got a cold, which I'm still recovering from, but we're going to be hitting stuff today and attempting to do it fast. Here's the plan. So I'm going to warm up. I'm going to be joined by my doggo. You can see her a little bit. Hi, Minnie. Okay, so I'm going to warm up. I'm going to stretch and massage, and then I'm just going to play some fun chop stuff. Just because I want to have fun drumming this morning. You have a band teacher that looks like me? Well, do they also have a doctorate in music education? If so, maybe they're my twin. All right, so I have been hard at work. Even though I've been sick, I've been writing a bunch of different variations on here. You actually can't see these live. So, like, if you go to the Chug Variations playlist, there are 18 videos on here that you actually can't see. And under the technique stuff, like if you scroll down past all of this, all the 700 plus grid variations, which I'm adding like 40 more over the next coming months, there's a bunch of technique stuff. Like there's 56 videos in here, but you can't see all of these videos that specifically work on technique. So I've got I can't speak. I've got videos scheduled between now and April. One every single day that's going to be coming out and just helping you with your own drumming and whatnot. So this is great, but you can't see all them. He teaches brass and percussion. Yeah, so I used to teach band, journal music, drumline, percussion, and then I eventually switched and I started teaching computer science and makerspaces and whatnot. But my bachelor's, master's, and doctorate are all in music education, so I learned every band and orchestra instrument. Even though I never taught orchestra, I had to learn it for the undergrad. It's fun, but difficult. Okay, so let's warm up. And I'm going to warm up with something fun. So let's do 5/4 Velvet Night Shopping Spree. Haven't played it all yet today. Let me turn up the volume. This is by far my absolute favorite shopping spree to play through. And we're going to start this at 110. So every single one of these play-alongs, if you just scroll down and you go to 110 and click, and then it'll count you off. You play tenor saxophone? Nice. My brother-in-law played saxophone. He played all of them, but mainly tenor. All right, so we're going to go one click at a time for a few times, and then I'll stretch and massage, and then we'll play some more stuff. Just trying to get the blood flowing in the hands. Since it's been a couple weeks since I've drummed, it feels weird. Hoo-wee! hands, they're sore, tired already. Extra heavy sticks I'm playing with. They're made specifically for chopping out. And they're great. All right, last rep. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just trying to warm up. All right, let's stretch and massage. So, first one I like to do, it's a weird one. Hold your sticks, palms facing up. And then you pull one hand in, the other one follows through, and then you push them straight out. So your palms are kind of up, but at an angle. It's a weird stretch, but oh, it feels good. I needed this. It's been way too long. I don't like these, like, periods where, like, you get sick or you're traveling or whatever and you don't get a drum for a week or two. It's no fun. If you do traditional grip, by the way, rotate and hold there, and then rotate to the other end and hold it there. But I don't do that anymore. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch the underside, so the tendons. You could do it one at a time like this. You could do it on your pad. Ooh, that feels good. You could even do it on the wall. The lower you go, the deeper the stretch. So let's do that one. Just don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to tear stuff. Feels good. Ah, that felt great. All right, now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearm. So again, you could do it one at a time like this. You could do this on your pad. You could do this even on your legs. Or if you do it on the wall, this time it's the higher you go, the deeper the stretch. But again, don't put all your weight into it. Okay, now I'm going to stretch the fingers. Good morning, killer. And so we're going to, on YouTube, by the way, we are multi-streaming, so I got multiple chats up. I'm going to stretch each one of the fingers. So you could do this one at a time and just kind of hold it here, but it goes twice as fast if you do thumb to thumb, index to index, etc. So we're going to do that. Yeah, good stretch. And index to index. By the way, for everybody who's watching, thank you for all the follows on the different platforms. We're almost at 1,000 on Instagram. We're almost at 1,000 on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. We passed 5,000 on YouTube. Woo! I think we're at like 1,200 or something on TikTok. So, slowly. How's life going right now for me? It's going good. Today, I'll be doing this drum stream for about an hour. And then I'm going to be doing Far Cry 6, which is an interesting game. It's fun, question mark, sometimes. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. There's a lot of boring stuff in it, but a lot of like really innovative stuff. But the AI is just rough. But then later on, we're going to be hanging out with friends for most of the day. And then tomorrow we'll be hanging out with friends as well. So busy weekend, but it's good. How about you? Now I'm going to massage, by the way. So I'm going to do thumb on top and then fingers underneath. Wow, the color change differences on these cameras. It's like two different people. That's a little bit better. Your Havoc. Oh, well, thank you for switching over to the tube of you. I appreciate it. Got a bunch of drumming, gaming, and computer science stuff neatly organized in a playlist onto YouTube. So if you like go here, and then whatever kind of content you're interested in, if you just go to boop, the home page, this is where you can find everything neatly organized. So all the drumming stuff, you just click, and then boom, it only shows you the drumming stuff, or just the gaming stuff, which I released a new video yesterday, Kill It With Fire, where you blow up spiders with all sorts of fun things, just household spiders. It's hilarious. And then the computer science education stuff. So if anyone's interested in that, that's where you can find it, neatly organized. But let's get back stretching and massaging. Now we're going to do the other arm, the tattoo arm. Ooh, it's tight right there. I should have been doing this each day on the days off and whatnot. I was slacking. I'm sorry. Ooh, ooh. That feels good. Nice. Rip to the spiders is right. I killed thousands of them. Okay, now I'm going to do massaging the palm. So we're going to do thumb on top, fingers underneath. You have a game suggestion. What game? Maybe we'll play after I beat Far Cry 6. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it offline. Have I played God of War Ragnarok? Ho ho ho! I got you covered. So, I haven't played the DLC, but if you go to the gaming content, right here, God of War Ragnarok highlights, or if you just go to the full gaming highlight playlist, right now it's the third one down. So that was like a 40 hours worth of streaming across multiple days. I try and only do about 2 hours, a little bit longer sometimes. But yeah, so God of War Ragnarok, some really funny moments in there, in my opinion. So I recommend checking that out if you're interested in it. But you don't have to. Let's switch back to this one. So we're massaging the palm while we massage the back side of the hand. Just trying to get everything nice and relaxed. And then the other one. Ooh, a little tight in the right hand today. Why? I don't know. And now I'm going to massage from the base to the tip of the fingers. And by the way, this is great for saxophone as well. So if you're feeling tight in your hands, you can use all these different massages to relax the forearm, relax the fingers, etc. So I recommend that. I say that as a former band director. 40 hours. Yeah, it was a lengthier game, but it's not like Persona 5, which that was like 120 hours or something. I played like every ounce of that. I did not stream that. That was before I was streaming. So it was a good game, though. Called Train. Oh, it's covering it up. I can't see. $10 stream. Oh, okay. If Train Out of Wormtown. I haven't heard of that. Huh. That's interesting. What's it about? Stuff. Is it a train simulator? You're just sitting there, and you see worms as you pass by. All right, let's drum. So now that we stretched the massage, we are going to play this one faster. So we ended at 114. So let's just go ahead and pick up where we left off with 115. And then we'll play some more stuff. All the stuff. There's only one worm. Excuse me. Still recovering. Cool. Let's play this one faster. Let's find the breaking point. The point where my hands spontaneously combust. Just burst into flames. Don't worry. We got a fire extinguisher right off camera. Getting ready. The worm is huge. Ooh, is it like Dune? What happened there? Let's try that again. I was late. Yikes. My left hand, like, slurred out some of those diddles there. Crushed them. You have to fuel up the train. Like Tremors. I haven't seen that movie in forever. There are a few of those movies, I believe. That's funny. The drum sounds like wood. That's kind of... because it's actually just a pad. So the drums behind me have mesh heads on them, so they don't even sound like drums, but I've got an electronic thing hooked up to it, so it makes it sound like whatever I want. I can make it sound like sneezing and coughs if I wanted to. It's fun. Yeah. It's kind of a lot to remember. I mean, it sounds like a very involved game. It sounds creative. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to lower the heights a little bit. We're going to attempt it at 130. Why? Because, again, we're trying to find the breaking point. It'll be fun. Or maybe not. Won't know until we try. Well, my hands didn't spontaneously combust, but I think we found the breaking point. Success. Yeah. We chopped out. All right, so if you want to play along to this, by the way, you just go to jaredoleary.com/drum. There's going to be over 2,000 hours of free drumming content by the end of 2023, so stay tuned for more. New one every single day. Explosions. That's funny. Who's Smitty? And they're playing... What are they playing? Are they also playing the drums? Is that your band director's name? I might know them. I mean, it's a relatively small world. As a fellow percussionist and somebody who's got degrees in music ed, I might know them. What do I want to play? I don't know if I want to play something that, like, technically you can't play along to yet because it's not released yet. We could do, so like there's this one, the Swiss Kicks one. This one's kind of fun. So if you do it with traditional, you can do it with like, here, I'll just show you. So you play, or with this. So you do a little backstick on it, etc., which is what the BS stands for. Back stick, not another acronym. But yeah, I don't think I should play any of the ones that... I'll just tease. Here's something you'll eventually be able to do. All right. Let's do float tracks of... no. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do flam tracks. Okay, so this one, again, you go into the timestamps. He's a gaming YouTuber. Smitty. Oh, playing the game. Okay, I thought you meant drumming. You know. Let's do 160. We'll start here. This is a brisk, baby. He makes stream highlights. I make a bunch of those, too. Okay, this one, my guess is 180-ish will be the breaking point. Won't know till we try. Let's try 165. But yeah, that does sound like a goofy game. I'm down to do goofiness. Am I just practicing for the drums? For the next, 30 minutes, yes. In about an hour, I'm going to do Far Cry 6. So stay tuned for that. It should be up on YouTube, showing you, what time it'll start. Around what time. Basically, when I'm done with this, I'll set up, and then I'll do that. Is it cartoony like the Worms? Like Worms Battleground and Worms Weapons of Mass Destruction? That game series was always goofy. It's fun. My thumb just launched off the stick. Survived. Success. Let's try 180. This is where I thought the breaking point was going to be. It might be it. Won't know until you try. Stay tuned. Good stretch. Just for funsies. Let's attempt this. Woo-wee! Now, why did I just play it that fast when it didn't sound that great? Because for the last 5, maybe 10% of your practicing when you're working on something, try and go faster than you can play comfortably. Spend the majority of your time, 80 to 90% of your time, playing slow or at a moderate pace. And then the last 5 to 10%, play faster than you can comfortably. Why? You want to be able to train your hands and your brains to be able to play and think a little bit faster. And so this kind of forces you to do that, whether you're using a Met or any of the thousands of free play-alongs that are on my website and my YouTube channel. So whatever you're comfortable at, let's say it's 160. Take it to 165 or 170 just so that you can push your brain and your hands to play and think a little bit faster. And then eventually over time, you'll actually get better. You'll eventually move it up one click at a time, and it'll start to feel more comfortable with what previously felt impossible. I need to blow my nose real quick. Mute. All right. Hopefully it muted that. How long have I been playing drums for? Over 25 years. I started in 8th grade. And I've been playing it ever since. I love it. Actually, maybe I should talk about... So there's a little short that I want to record while I'm doing this. Let's switch. How do I want to do this? So these streams, I'm basically recording live, not only my practicing, but also like giving some tips and whatnot that I'll share as like shorts on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. So I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase it for the start of that. That's long. Never had the motivation. I mean, that's fine. Like, it's not for everybody. Like, for me, I started it in 8th grade, and then it wasn't until my freshman year of high school when I got super motivated, and I started playing like 8-10 hours a day, and then have been basically obsessed with it since then. Had to take a pause when I was working on the doctorate because it was so much researching and writing and reading and whatnot and not drumming. But got back into it. Do I have Gmail? Yes. Am I going to tell you my Gmail? No. Let's see. Okay, so here's an idea. So you might be wondering why I'm using this technique right now. Well, it's a technique that I learned back in the mid-2000s at a SCV audition, and it's called praying mantis. So basically what you're going to do is you take your stick, and you act as if you have like a string in your wrist, and you're going to pull that up and move it so that you're playing close to you like this. It kind of looks like a T-Rex trying to play the drums. It's quite comical looking. However, this is a great way to work on your taps, oddly enough. It's kind of like what I demonstrated with the doorknob, like using this in like a prior stream to work on your traditional grip. But this is a great way to work on the power and strength of your individual taps when you're working this. Like if you play 16th note pyramid this way with praying mantis or the T-Rex technique, whatever you want to call it, and then you switch over to playing it normally with match grip, you're going to have very strong taps. So even though it looks weird, try it out sometime with something like 16th note pyramid or just doing like double stops like I was doing at the start of this little short. Trying to see me a glimpse of the game? Oh, I can look it up after the stream. I appreciate it though. Let's see. Let's have some peanut butter toast. Oh no. It's like not warm anymore. Wah, wah. Let's do this one. Okay, so I've got another thing that I wanted to talk about. So in a prior stream, I talked about how you can use... No, that's not how I want to start it. I previously talked about how you can use a doorknob to improve your traditional grip by working on this, and it will actually make it so you can build up your speed, strength, endurance, etc. I had some questions about it in the various comments on social medias. Some people are asking, does this work for Steven's grip? Yes, it does, actually. In terms of like rotary bass technique as well, I mean, yeah, same idea. So anything to build up that strength, that rotation, as long as it snaps, that will definitely work for you as well. However, there's some other ways that you can do this if you only do match grip, or if you want to work on your right hand if you do match grip for that. Excuse me. So one of them I learned from Jojo Mayer from one of his mini DVDs is you put your forearms together and you just clap like this. And so this is a great way that you can work on just your wrist speed, endurance, etc. Another way is just simply to play everything that you would using your wrist. So rather than like using fingers like this, you actually knock and play through it that way. So that's a great way that you can work on stuff like wherever you're at, going through it like this, etc. Another thing, excuse me. Another thing you can do if you have sticks is you can actually like move your stick, slide it back down, and just play with the butt of it on your forearm. Or if you do traditional grip, you can even play like this. It does hurt. It doesn't feel great, so you can't play super loud, but this is a way that you can practice quietly with using just your sticks and your forearms, etc. And the last way that you can practice is actually mental practice. So you can actually vision yourself like performing. And if you don't believe me about this, check out visualization studies from Olympic level athletes and other elite athletes, etc. It's something that many sports psychologists talk about. But whenever I mention it, some people on social media are like, oh yeah, I just lift weights by thinking about it. That's not what I'm talking about. So if you don't believe me, even though I have a doctorate in music education, that's fine. Go read the research that talks about mental visualization to learn how you can actually improve your own practicing by visualizing yourself practicing. You gotta go? That's all good. The game has multiplayer. Oh, that's fun. Oh no, you're allergic to peanut butter. That's bad. I'll keep it off stream so you don't off the camera so you don't get sick by it. Just kidding. That's not how that works. Okay. I don't know how good those clips are gonna be, but we'll find out when I edit it, and then I can always record again tomorrow. The button not working. There we go. Okay, so we're going to play something else. So let's go down to here. There's over 700 grid variations. Let's do buzzes, as weird as that may sound. We're going to do buzz on taps, 16-note version, and we'll do it, we'll do it forward. So we'll do 4-2-1, bump, 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 as opposed to the 1-2-4 variation, which is also referred to as backwards grid or sometimes reverse grid. Okay. So I'm assuming it's like a 1v4 kind of thing in the multiplayer. So like one person's the worm, everybody else is like a person. Okay, let's try 120. Actually, we can go up 130. Let's be adventurous. So daring. Correct? Yeah. Plus 1 point for Jared. Gamer cred increased. Okay, 140. What are those called? Asymmetric multiplayers, I believe? When it's like a 1v4, 1v5? Okay, I think I can get to 160 for this one. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to find out. This morning's episode of Jared Hasn't Played Drums in a While. I'm pretty sure it is called that. I could be wrong. Good question. I'll show you in a second. Let me play this at 160, and then I'll show you on my website. Omi on TikTok, that is, since I'm multi-streaming. I want to clarify who I'm talking to. Okay, This is kind of a weird variation that you can do, buzz on taps for a 16th note grid, but it's a great way to warm up your hands. And with the timestamps in the description, you can slow this down, speed it up to whatever you need to get the blood flowing in your hands before you actually start playing whatever it is you want to work on. And you can find this play along and several hundred more at the link at the top of the screen. Okay, so Omi, your question. If you actually go to the gear I use section, click on percussion, then you can actually find a bunch of books I recommend for different stuff. Some of the hardware I use, some of the different pads I use. So like, for example, we've got pad on pad on pad. And then the sticks. So the sticks I'm using are the Hardeman hammers. So these sticks are, I measured it one day on stream, about 44% heavier than normal Hardemans, and they're double taped. So these are extra thick. I like the barrel tip design of them. And then I use regular Hardeman sticks for like performance mode. And then another thing that you can do for practicing right here are the rubber tip. So these are quieter and are great because like there's basically a pad where you can play on like a table, a desk, whatever, a ground if you wanted to, but they might break. But they're great for that. And then for drum kit, I use Jack DeJohnette's. So these sticks. And then for concert snare, I use the Bolero tip sticks, which is a little weird. But the reason why is because I've got so much chops from having marched several years in drumline. Like my hands, and considering I do all these streams with these beefy chop building Hardeman hammer sticks, I can play way louder than most concert snare players because of the chops I built up. So I actually use the Bolero tips, so it makes it so that I can play extra quiet while also being able to get chops from just playing, with a full stroke and with full volume, etc. So good question, but those are my preferences, and I might adjust it depending on the piece I'm playing or like the ensemble I'm in, etc., etc. But let's play something that's not buzzes, something that is more chop-oriented. Let's do Blue Devil's 99 Shopping Spree. This one's a good one. 170. Oh, that's quick. Timestamps in the description. Let's start off at 140. Nice and leisurely. Leisurely. Cocoa Pebbles or Fruity Pebbles? Good question. Depends on the morning. Like, I might say Cocoa Pebbles this morning, and then another morning I might say Fruity Pebbles. Like, we made, my wife and I made hot cocoa the other night while we were watching a movie, and it was great, but then I might be in more of like, I don't know, some kind of a pie that has some fruit in it mood. Same thing for breakfast. Some mornings you want that cocoa, other mornings you want Fruity Pebbles. I don't know. Silly cold. So this part, the end of the second line, is a book report into a puttada. It's weird. It's so much fun. Do you have any videos for learning traditional? Yeah, I do talk about it a little bit in some of the other stuff. Like, there's a video that is doing well on Instagram and talks about how I took a couple lessons from Jeff Queen, who's like a 4-time world champion snare drummer. And so one of the things he mentions is using a doorknob to work on that rotary endurance, strength, speed, etc. as long as the doorknob snaps back. So I talked about that in the last drum stream that I did 2 weeks ago before I got sick. But you can use this. So you hold it like you would traditional, and you just put the doorknob in between there. Boop. And then same technique and everything aligned, and you go through and you work on it that way. But traditional is all about that rotation. So with traditional grip, you are focusing on the rotary. So it's actually going to use some of the muscles up here in the bicep, and you can see it moving up and down a little bit when I'm rotating this. But you want to stay nice and relaxed with your hands. Most people, the way that they teach is that they want the thumb to be in alignment with the forearm. You put your stick resting inside of here, and then it rests on the cuticle. So the point where the nail meets the finger. And so you want to have it nice and relaxed right there. It's not going to feel good when you're getting used to this. You are going to bleed. You're going to develop calluses, and it's going to hurt. So FYI, that is normal. Wee, drumming, it's fun. And then you pull the right hand, or sorry, I can't speak. So you pull the index finger over on top, and you rest your thumb on top to make a lowercase t. You don't want to have a capital T with your thumb and your index finger. So you want to have it so that you have a lowercase t like this. And then the middle finger, so this one, you want to have relaxed. If it comes off the stick a little bit every now and then, like if you're doing diddles, that's fine, as long as you're not pointing it, because then you're going to be flipping off all of your fans and your judges, and they're going to be upset, and it's going to be a controversy, and people are going to cancel you, etc. Just kidding, that's called a joke. So you want to have this like relaxed, just kind of hanging out over here. But if it comes off a little bit, that's fine, as long as it's not creating tension. The pinky is going to hug inside right here. You don't want this coming off of here, because it's going to create tension in your forearm down here if this exits like that. Okay, so everything is going to be nice and compact, but not tight. You don't want to squeeze too much when you're doing this, and you don't want it to be so loose that it's just kind of like flopping around and barely able to hold on to the stick, etc. Thank you for the like, by the way, on TikTok. Anyways, that's a very introductory primer to doing traditional grip, which is what I actually marched when I did snar back in the day. And you can actually see a video, or not a video, a picture. So if you go to curriculum vitae on my website, which is a fancy way of saying long resume, and you scroll past it, there's me right there playing snare when I was the center in 2004 for Academy. So playing traditional back in the day. And then if you're ever interested, you can see all of the stuff that I've done that's probably boring to you. Anyways, that's my long-winded answer for you, Omi, on TikTok. Appreciate the question. Let's go back to Blue Devils 99. And what speed was I playing it at? 150, sure. I think that's where I stopped. Or maybe I just played it at 150. Let's try it at 160. Let's try it. And for funsies, we can do it traditional, even though I haven't played this way in forever. Hard with the heavy sticks, especially when I haven't played that forever. Ew. Flawless victory. You're feeling Cocoa Pebbles? Go for it. That's what I'm feeling today, too. If I had to choose between the two, I'd go with the Cocoa Pebbles. But I don't have to choose. I can do what I want. Because I'm an adult. Okay, so let's go. You could do a combo platter. You could have half of your bowl of Cocoa Pebbles and half of your bowl of Fruity Pebbles. And then every now and then you can just take a scoop right in the middle. Get both. Blasphemy. Do I want to play one of these? Again, not all of these are visible to you just yet, because I scheduled a bunch of stuff through April. Every single day there's a new play-along coming out. So, tons of technique stuff. All these different chug variations. Even like the chug with, what's it called? The tag. So, where is it? Yeah, this one. So if we jump to it, this one is a longer version of chug. I have no idea what tempo this is going to be. 90. It's so slow. Extra note. So on traditional, you usually have click, click, so you hit the back end, and then on those stick clicks on the last line. So that's the traditional way that they played it. To each their own. You don't have to, especially if you play match grip. That one will come out, I think, in like 3 weeks, something like that. So for the next like 2 weeks, once it finishes going through the swung triplet sticking variations of grid, like if you'd like, I appreciate you. It's then going to do more charts. So if you go here, like if you click on this one, you can see these charts 11 through 15 and 16 through 20. You don't have access to them, but I do. Because again, they're scheduled, but they're not public right now. So right now there's only 3 sets of charts, 15 in total, but you'll have 25 by the end of this year, I believe. And yeah, as in like the next couple of weeks. And then I'm working on right now charts 21 through 25, so there's going to be even more of those coming out. So stay tuned. My goal is to release a bunch of those charts, and then I'm going to start talking more about like how to do limb independence, and I'll create some more videos on this. This is a really old video that I just streamed, and so it's like not very good because I was just talking off the cuff, but I'm going to create a scripted video that specifically talks about that, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, I'm rambling a lot. I'm going to play something fun, and then I'm going to call it here and set up for Far Cry 6 so we can do some gaming. What do I want to play? I want to play. Let's do chutichuhs. This one's a fun one. There's so many grace notes in this one. So the first time you play through this, the first page is going to be all just like the check, basically. And then the second time is going to add in the cheeses. So let's do this at 140. Stay tuned. Here we go. Paradiddle, paradiddle. The accents create the paradiddle. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Ew. Yikes. I'm going to blame it on the cold. It had nothing to do with the cold. It had everything to do with my hands haven't played in like 2 weeks because of the cold. Well, and hanging out with family before that. Here we go. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Paradiddle, paradiddle. So the first line is a paradiddle with the accents, and you're doing hand to hand. Flam, accent, diddle, paradiddle. And then the second page, you do it with chutichuhs, but there are multiple variations linked at the top of the screen for how you can actually play it differently. That was what, 145? Chutichuhs. There's a lot of notes here, so. Well, this will probably be the last rep, and then I'll set up for Far Cry 6. Stay tuned for that. That was not a mistake. That was just the alternative ending for Slow Paradiddle with cheese chutichuhs. It's not written out, but it's been passed down generation through generation orally because it's, learning by rote. Just listening to other drummers play. I'm making up stuff. Anyways, there are many more variations of things that you can play. A new one coming out every single day. If you don't want to go to my website, that's fine. You don't have to. It is the most organized way that you can find everything. But if you go to YouTube, under the home screen, I can't sub to myself. You click on drumming content, and then this is where you can find everything organized. As neat as I can make it on YouTube, like it used to be organized under the playlist tab, and now they don't have that. So it's just one long list of playlist, which is no good. So go to the home screen and click on the header here, and that'll show you everything. Otherwise, you'll get drumming, gaming, computer science stuff. I create a ton of content. Over 5,000 videos, because shorts count for that. And I release several of those a day. But if you go to the video feed, you're like good luck finding something. Like we're going back how long just to get out of the buzzes and whatnot. Okay, so here's a bass drum thing. That was 2 months ago. Like, it's just too long. So don't go to the video feed. Too much content. Go to the home screen. And the For You tab can actually help you find some fun stuff. Give you a little, what should I play? Let's try Swiss every 4 notes. I don't know. You do you. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to set up for Far Cry 6. And, we'll do some gaming, which you can find, again, all the gaming content here. Neatly organized. But I appreciate everybody stopping by on the different platforms and all the engagement on YouTube and TikTok. And, I'll see you maybe in a little bit for some gaming. Goodbye.